Here we are with Aki. She is just having some free play. So she's out with her friends, getting some free play. So we do this before, don't bark at me though. Before we do our training walk. So our first step is free play. Shh, go on, go somewhere else. Stop yelling at me. And so we have the water going, some friends playing, and she's following me around, but she'll go play with her friends and get some wiggles out. At your home, this could just look like in the backyard or on one of the zip lines, just running and playing and being free and having some fun. Here we are with Aki. So we just had our free play, now we're going on our training walk. There's 4 steps to the training program: free play, training walk, bed, reflect. So we're on step 2 right now. We'll do this 4 times each day. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect, free play, training walk, bed, reflect, and then repeat that 4 times. Or 2 more times because that was twice. So we have the transitional leash over Aki's nose. So if you see, it goes around the nose and then behind the ears and is positioned right in the middle. I'll make a video solely on how to put this leash on and off. But this is how she will be walked. So at all times when we are moving Aki, she will go through, she will be on leash like this, right? So right now we're doing a reset. There are 5 tools that we use for teaching Aki to walk on a loose leash. While we are sitting or while we're waiting, she needs to be in a calm position. That's in a sit or a down. But I'm not going to use my words. I'm not going to tell her sit. I'm not going to tell her down. I'm just going to lift up the weight of an apple on the leash until she puts her bum down. And that's how I'm going to help her understand to be calm, cool, and collected. So right now we're just chilling out the front door. We're just working on familiarizing ourselves with this leash. I'm slowly working my leash up to where I want it to be lengthwise. Alright, so most important thing when we're on the walk is my hand position. My hand position is going to go just behind my back pocket. So you see where it's kind of like offset here? And I want the leash to be short enough that when Aki has pressure, like right there, she has pressure on this leash, right? Her leg is past my leg, her collar is past my leg, and there's pressure on this leash. If there's pressure on the leash, that means something needs to change. She is doing something wrong. So right now we're just working on that patient SIT. So I'm going to lift up the weight of an apple until she puts her bum down. As soon as her bum goes down, that leash goes down. Alright? Those are one of my 5 tools I can use. One of the other tools that I'm going to use is a flick. See how I'm just flicking from side to side. Anytime there is pressure on this leash, I need Aki to understand pressure is not okay. There is no pressure on this leash. I want her to learn how to walk calm, cool, and collected. There, nice loose leash. Right at my side. This is what a side vision looks like. I want her legs and collar with mine. Again, hand tucked behind me. Working on that nice loose leash. So I have a flick. I have that reset. Anytime there's pressure, again, if there's pressure on the leash, even slight pressure, I need to use one of these 5 tools. Otherwise, she is only learning to need pressure. So right now she's playing with the leash. Totally normal. That's something they always do in the beginning. They don't like that they're losing their ability to go where they want and do what they want. They're wanting to kind of be in charge. So we're working on, that's all right, you can play with it, but you're not going to take it off. Like, it's going to be a great thing. It's going to support and love you. So we have the flicks. Here's a flick again. Anytime there's pressure on that leash, flick. I have my reset where I lifted the weight of an apple. I also have zigzags. Okay, I'm not going to walk here or there. I'm not going to walk anywhere. I'm just walking all over the place. I kind of couple that with a flick. You can see how I'm flicking and zigzagging. This is really helpful for those dogs whose nose get carried away with them, or they have a hard time paying attention, or they're focused on hurrying up and ending the walk instead of actually enjoying the walk. And we're just changing an overall behavior to help Aki just be calm, cool, and collected and enjoy life. No stress. She's going to be taken care of. She's going to have a loving family. So all she has to do is focus on just being chill, calm, cool, and collected. So we have our flicks. We have our zigzags. We have our reset. We also have our direction change. There's a cat ahead of us. Aki doesn't actually seem to care. But let's say this cat is driving Aki crazy, right? I'm going to turn around and go the other direction. As soon as Aki is being calm, cool, and collected, then I can turn back around and start walking towards that cat again. I want to see how she does with the cat. Cheeto's here today, so we're going to go see. But those are my 4 of my 5 tools. I'll show you another one. We're just going to get kind of close to Cheeto and see how Aki does. I'm going to lift up the weight of an apple because she's creating pressure on my leash. So just light pressure. She's just very intensely watching the cat. She's not being reactive to it though, so that lets me know she doesn't really care. She's just interested. Just lifting up that light pressure. We're not pulling. Just picking up. I'm going to step in front and provide some distance pressure. Bum went down, leash went down. Cat's still here. Cat's actually walking over to taunt and say hello. I'm going to sit here calm, cool, and collected. Aki's doing a great job, so we're going to go forward. Cat's walking right beside us now. So Aki's creating pressure, so I'm going to do a direction change. I'm going to turn around and walk the other direction. So we have zigzags, we have the flick, we have the direction change, we have that reset of a sit. We also have a roll back. That's where I'm walking. I stop, I jog backwards, I make her roll back, and then we walk forward again. That is our 5th tool. So those are 5 tools to get Aki to be calm, cool, and collected on the leash. Again, I can't stress enough how important the hand placement is and how important it is to use those tools anytime there's pressure on the leash. Look how nice this leash is right now. That is beautiful. That's what I want. A nice loose leash, a good partnership. She's calm, cool, and collected. She's not being reactive. She's not thinking or worried about what do I need to do to stay safe in this situation or save someone else. She is only thinking about enjoying her walk and having a fun time with her partner. I said the wrong word. I said we were going to go for reflection. We're not going for reflection after this. After the training walk comes the bed, and then we go to reflection. So I just wanted to clarify that word. Accidentally said the wrong word. So we just finished up our walk. We had a little break. You remember she needed that little mental break, so we had a quick break. Got some loves, chilled, did a little bit more walking, and now we're going to head back to the house for some bed, where we're going to work on being calm, cool, and collected, and chilling on that bed, and working on impulse control off the leash. So right now we're working on impulse control with contact pressure through the leash. Next we're going to work on impulse control off leash with distance pressure. Before we go inside, I'm going to have her put her bum down, so I'm just lifting up the weight of an apple, having her wait. As soon as she puts her bum down, I'll open the door and we'll go inside. Alright, so we're coming in the house, finishing our first training walk. We're going to go over to the bed that we have set up here. I'm just going to lead Aki up to it, have her get on it, then I'm going to lift up that weight of an apple like we worked on when we were outside. We're going to loosen up this little black keeper. Again, we'll go over the leash. I'm going to take the piece off of her nose. I'm going to stitch the leash back down, and I'm going to leave the leash on her bed. This is my time for me to really love all over her. Sorry, I accidentally pressed the button when I was loving on her. So, she's on her bed. And what I said after that was we're going to do C shapes around her bed. So I'm going to do some C shapes, just walking the perimeter of her bed, and I'm going to turn facing towards her bed. So it's going to look like this. And then I'm going to make my C shapes farther and farther away. So I'm just doing these C shapes back and forth around her bed to help define her space. You're going to want to order a raised cot right now so you're able to have it by the time Aki goes home. These raised cots are super awesome. The reason, what makes them so cool is it's a defined space that has an exaggerated difference between being good and being bad, right? When you're on the bed, you're being good. When you're off the bed, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's the naughty thing, right? So the raised bed makes life super easy. Some dogs really prefer a soft mat on top, like this bed right here. Some dogs prefer no bed on top because they're a really hot dog and it gets too hot with the bed on there. Aki came with this awesome pink blanket, and so we just put it on half. She's a pretty hot dog, so sometimes my hot dogs really don't like them, but she's laying on it and she seems to really like it. And it's something familiar from home, so we really wanted to give that to her. Plus it'd transfer over nicely from our house to home, right? So we'll see what she prefers. If she likes it, then we'll spread over the whole thing. If it makes her too hot, we'll keep it on half. This race caught is super important. With our training for behavioral training, there's two pieces. You have the contact pressure, working on leash work, teaching them how to calm themselves when on a leash, whether it's being reactive, whether it's greeting people, or maybe we're overexcited, maybe we're nervous, maybe we're aggressive, whatever that is, working on that leash reactivity through contact pressure of the leash. Here she gets off. She still has the leash on, so we help her to the bed. Apply distance pressure. As soon as her bum goes down, I walk away. So we talked about contact pressure. What I just did there was distance pressure. That's where I keep my body facing her face, and if she moves her face around, I'm going to follow her face. I'm not touching her, so I'm at a distance. That's called distance pressure. Dogs need to know how to be corrected, whether it's on leash or off leash, okay? So learning distance pressure is really important. All right, so those are my two pressures, right? So in this training, we have the leash training and we have the bed training. We're building a base for a pyramid so our dog can go as high up that pyramid as we want, right? So when a key is in the home, a key will be on a bed, on the leash, or in her reflection space. A reflection space can be a laundry room, a bathroom, a playpen area that's been set up, not where she can see everyone. It's a place where there's usually not windows, there's no distractions. It's a place for them just to chill, be alone, and be calm, cool, and collected, okay? So when she's in the home, she's on leash with me, or she is on this bed. For the first while, she's not going to wander the house. We need a key to build security in this space. We'll feed her on this bed. We will give her water by this bed. I will brush her and love on her. The kids can come up and cuddle with her on the bed. I can move the bed around the house in different places, or I could have multiple beds, but it's just teaching her that this raised space is your safe space. And that will just flow over to so many different areas if people wanted to advance training at home or go farther. But it just builds a sense of security in the dog that takes away their need to be reactive or overly excited. They're not going to jump on people anymore. They're not going to bark at people. They're not going to rush. They're not going to bolt out the door. We're just creating this calm, cool, and collected dog that can learn how to process things on their own. I don't have to tell the dog sit ever. I don't have to tell the dog to go to its bed. I don't have to command the dog. The dog just knows how to behave appropriately. Here we're off. I applied distance pressure. She got back on the bed. The leash is there, so in case she goes too far, I can pick it up. It looks like there is some cheese across the floor from breakfast that the kids dropped on the floor, which is what she's wanting to get to. So I could grab that leash and help her. My goal is eventually to be able to take that leash off within the next day or so. So I leave it on right now so I can grab it and help her out quickly, but eventually I do want to get rid of that leash on the bed. It will just be her on the bed. And so I try my best just to use that distance pressure. So we did, remember the small circles defining that space, the C shapes around a key on the bed. Now, and she's doing awesome, I'm going to go about my daily life. I'm going to wash some dishes. I'm going to work with another dog. I'm going to go fold some laundry, whatever I want. I'm going to stay where I can see her right now, but I'm going to go live life. I'm not going to sit here and just stare at her. I want her to learn how to be calm, cool, and collected while there's chaos going on. So this evening, when 7 kids show up and kids are screaming and running and there's homework and there's backpacks flying and there's food getting thrown all around, she will know how to just be calm, cool, and collected on the bed. That's our goal, right? We're going to work up to that. I'm going to start knocking on doors. Coming! I'm going to start ringing the doorbells. I'm going to start doing everything I can to get her distracted, but understand how to mentally process what to do when I'm hearing those noises. Nothing. I just get to chill here because someone else is going to take care of it for me. So this bed is so super important. If you think about it, we all have a safe space, right? I'm having a bad day. I can go to my safe space and I can do my coping skill. I'm helping her do that also. So then that works on, it just gives her a behavior and a coping skill that works for us, that works for her, that meets her needs, and just gives her this overall just like confidence and comfortableness where she no longer has to stress. All right, so we're finishing up our bedtime. We had free play, training walk, bed, Now we're going to move, sorry, my fingers don't move, I was shut in. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. So we did our free play, running around the yard, having fun, friends, right? Training walk, we were walking up and down using those 5 tools so we have a nice loose leash. Free play, training walk. Now we're doing bed, where we're practicing manners in the home. And now we're going to move to reflect. Again, reflect is a kennel, a crate, a room, preferably without windows or distractions, a bathroom, a laundry room, somewhere where she can go to chill. Imagine you were presenting something to someone, and after you, or to a large crowd, okay, so you're doing like this big presentation. After your presentation, you went out and you went and partied with friends. You got drinks and you went out and celebrated and ate food and just had like this super fun time. And then you went to present the next day. It would be fine, right? Or let's say you did a presentation. After the presentation, you took 30 minutes, an hour, however long you needed, and you thought about what did you do good, what did you do bad, what experiences overall did you have. You took notes, you thought about it, and then you went out and hung out with your friends and had a good time. And then you presented the next day. Which presentation the next day would be better? It would be the one where you took a minute to think about what you could have said differently or how you could have done it differently. That's what we're giving Aki the opportunity to do. I want her to think about how awesome training was. This was a super positive experience. She's going to say, I rocked it. I walked on a leash, got overwhelmed, but that lady was so nice. She let me take a break, and then she gave me this cool bed that made me comfortable and feel safe and secure, and I didn't have to worry about anything, and now I'm in this room, and I'm getting to relax, and then we get to go back out and play with friends, and then she's going to be like, this is awesome. I love this routine. I love this meeting physical, emotional, mental needs. She's getting it all met. And so now we're going to move to reflection. And so that's where we're going to go. She's going to chill there for a little while, and then we'll get out and start the process again.